I want to talk about the NIL, and then I want to talk about your team and Ole Miss here. Does God, I sound like a sports guy or something. What am I even doing?
Yeah,
today?
you're getting really like.
I know.
I feel like going into this, we were gonna go a lot of different directions, and now you've come back to like. I think people have probably turned off by now.
I know.
Like,
I feel lame.
dude, hey, tell us about your depth at safety this year.
yeah.
How do you guys feel about third down package? Nobody wants to hear that.
I don't know. My first down package is pretty small. I'll tell you that. That's an old wiener joke.
See, here we go. Now we're more.
There we go.
Yes, they're turning back on.
I want to tell you about the NIL. Do you have to spend more time recruiting players or boosters these days with NIL?
Yeah, a lot of booster part because they got to get the resources to pay. Now that's going to get a little bit moved now with revenue sharing and coming from the school, but these last few years has been, okay, well, the boosters have to create these collectives and have to source the money to pay the players. So if you don't have the money, you don't have the payroll, it's hard to get players. And if you see, it's not hard. Look at who just won in basketball, the programs that made the Final Four. Look at what, the Final Four college football teams, like they're major programs that have a lot of financial resources. So, you got to do a lot of that. And then you got to convince the players. Now, where it's different is the old school, unfortunately, kind of the old school recruiting of the relationships and having a relationship 3 years since the kid was a sophomore in high school and stuff. That's not as important anymore because now I'm like, okay, well, what are you paying me? This school's this school's this, this school's this. And most of the time, you usually go to the higher number.
And is that just a real question out of the gate is what is the offer?
Yeah.
Wow. And do most of them have agents or they have to do that directly by themselves?
Yeah, it's now just transitioned to where most of them have agents now.
That's trash.
It's really, we're in my office right here. So I sit here all the time and the recruits sit over there where your guys are. And the parents, and I said this to our staff the other day, like I've sat in so many of these meetings, like whatever, say the last 100. And I never hear anymore, what's your graduation rate? I never hear anymore, like, what's the academic plan? And it's just kind of sad. These are the parents. It just is what it is. And then I go, okay, well, when's our NIL meeting?
Yeah.
What's the number? What's the second year number? Like, I'm not mad about it, but it's just kind of sad.
Yeah, you just recognize it.
And I'm also recognizing it to say, I don't believe long-term that's good for the kids. So
right.
This has been great for players to make some money, but it's so much money and it's so much focus on the money that then it's like, okay, well, then what's next? If I were getting the money when I'm 18, then what?
Right.
You've seen this all the time. People get too much too early, and then what? They crash. So
crash out.
Yes, and I feel like we're creating a lot of that in this. And now a kid's sitting there listening to his parents they want to know the money. Like, so what's the kid supposed to want to know?
Yeah, it's crazy. I agree. Yeah, it's bonkers, dude. If I'd have had some money, I'd have fucking left school the second you gave me that check. I'd have driven across country and got me some damn dope, boy.
But I'm sure at that time you thought, man, if I just had $1 million, man, I'd have no problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then life would be great. I heard all the time these players, if I just get money, man. Players, I hear from adults. If I get money, man, all my problems, then I'll be good. Okay. We'll see.
We'll see.
Now I go in the homes and recruiting over all these years.
Mm-hmm.
I see the most problems in the families with the most money. Most money, most success. And then I don't feel any warmth in that room. I don't feel the connection with the kids. And then I'll go to a house here in Mississippi or Louisiana, and there'll be 10 people living in this 2-bedroom house. And you just feel like the warmth and like the closeness and everything. And they ain't got hardly anything financially.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have this love and this family. And I've just done this for a long time, and I see it usually the other way around. The bigger the houses, the more cars, the more money, the more problems.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they said. Jay-Z said it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Biggie said it. Somebody, whoever said it got murdered. I remember that. What's one of the biggest things that keeps players that are good players from succeeding, do you find?
Their minds.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them run fast, jump, throw, and it's their minds and then getting in their own way. And then here comes this. Now you got money too. But here comes this ego coming in because I'm a 5-star. I got all these scholarship offers, like the entitlement of that and the ego comes in and out. Now they got the money too. So it's like they had this drive to get to the NFL because they want to play in the NFL and they want to get the money. Well, I'm getting the money already. So now I've lost some drive there.
Right.
And they just get in their own ways, and they get so much attention so early and so much. And then it's like they just think it's going to last forever.
Yeah.
And they just screwed up. So they get in their own ways.
Dang,
and it's usually that one word, ego.
What's the craziest thing a player's ever asked you for, just like point blank? Have they ever been like, I need give me a Jaguar, coach, or something like that? Like the animal or the car?
Not the animal. I wouldn't say crazy. Like I don't have a good story, like a crazy thing, but it just what continues to blow my mind in nowadays is they want more when they haven't done anything new. Meaning like, okay, here's what I got. I got this to come, to transfer, to come out of high school. And then they come in like, okay, well, I need more. And they're like, well, you didn't do anything. Like, you didn't have a good year. Well, why would you get more? Like, it's just that mindset of like, I just deserve more. Like I deserve more and more because there's no appreciation in there for where they're at. Or like, man, I got to play better to get more. I'm supposed to get more. And that happens all the time. There's 2 transfer portal windows. So like, if you could negotiate your contract twice a year, every year, but then for 6 months, you haven't done a show. You haven't done anything, but after that 6-month period, you want a new contract and a new deal, bigger than what you had, but you hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
Or maybe you screwed the shows up.
Right.
Through interceptions, but you still want more. So it's just, and it's not even their fault. There's the parents. Now you got agents. Like,
do you still feel like a coach or do you feel like a banker more?
It's not really like a banker, but you spend so much time not coaching. And I think that's part of the Nick Saban and, getting out. It's just like, it just changed, because these conversations and these things, and you see the like greed for it, but it's unique because from someone that's been fortunate to make money, have success, get to the highest levels, like, it's like I keep trying to tell them like that's not going to be the answer.
Right.
Like that new contract, getting that much more money isn't going to change anything. You're not going to, be happier because of, but it's like they don't.
You can't hear it.
Yes.
Kids can't hear
Cannot.
it.
I can sit in these 2 chairs right here to most of them. Some will, but most of them. And they just look at me like, there's no way. I'm like, listen to me, until you fix these internal problems, until you fix how you think that everybody's against you or whatever it is, these issues that they each have. And I'll try to like work through them. I'm like, that money, that new contract, that next car, that next girl, like that's not going to fix that. And like, if I get picked in the first round, I got that contract, everything is fixed.
Yeah.
Coach, I don't care what you say.
Type shit.
Trust me.
Yeah, they say it's all a wrap. Everybody thinks they'll have it figured out.
I get more bands, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, boy, give me $1,000 right now.
That's all I need.
I run a 50 right now. I run a 6,150. How fast is that?
6,150. We don't really grade in 50. You mean 40?
I don't know.
That's good. You confuse people.
Yeah,
it might be good, it might be bad.
I don't know what I
don't know
mean,
if you're
right?
slow or fast. 6,150.